Hey, I'm Hans with Dakota Angler and Outfitter in Rapid City, South Dakota. Today we're going to tie a fly using one of the new fly or fish skull streamer heads from the Flymen company that we're stocking now at Dakota Angler and flyfishsd.com to make a really cool looking head on your streamer patterns. We're going to start with just a streamer hook. This is a kind of a shorter shank hook for a streamer. This is a Daiichi 1710. And first thing we're going to do is tie in a bit of marabou for a tail, part of the tail anyway. Just tie that in about like you would for a woolly bugger. Wrap that down. The length of the shank. Trim off any extra fluff. Take a few strands of Crystal Flash. Tie that in, then fold it around the other side so you get some Crystal Flash on both sides. Then we'll take a little copper wire for some ribbing material. Tie that in down the length of the shank. Then I'm going to tie in some Estaz for a body. This is a gold colored Estaz. You could use different colors of marabou, different colors of Estaz, however you wanted this to look like. This will be kind of a baby brown trout type streamer. Now I'll wrap my Estaz forward. Fairly tight wraps, kind of fluffing it as we go. Leaving some room at the head of the fly, kind of remembering that we're going to put that fish skull on the fly. Trim off the excess. Now we're going to take a rabbit strip. This one's a barred rabbit strip. And tie that in right on top of the hook here at the front. That tied down with some good wraps and trim up some of this extra Estaz. Wet my fingers a little bit to slick that hair back. Now what we'll do is we're going to tie this rabbit strip down using the copper wire, kind of zonker style. Just kind of find a right spacing, 4 or 5 ribs, and just work the wire right through the hair as you go forward, kind of like you do on a slump buster as well. Then when you get to your thread up here at the front, you're going to tie off that wire. Couple wraps. Almost done. We're going to do one more thing. We're going to put on some gills using some red ice dub, and we're going to do some clump dubbing here. We're not going to actually dub this on the thread. We're just going to take some red ice dub and set it right up here in front of the rabbit strips and just make a couple of wraps over the top. Then fold everything back. Tie down in front so you just get kind of some loose shaggy dubbing there. And then we're going to do some half hitches or a whip finish there. Now we're ready for our fish skull. These just make this fly look so much more realistic, like a little fish. There's the skull with the eyes already on it. What you want to do is kind of make sure that As you slide that on, you'll get it up over the eye of the hook. You can follow the directions on the back of the pack just to find out where it's supposed to go. There you go. Once you get it on, it'll kind of pop through the eye in that little slot that the eye of the hook goes through. Push it back. And just to make sure that that's not going to go anywhere, once you've got all that on there, you go ahead and put your thread back on and build up a little thread dam at the front of the hook there. So that that fish skull can't slide off. And we'll trim off our excess thread. You get a cool little baby brown trout. Last thing I'll do is take a little bit of this non-toxic Fly-Rite head cement. Kind of coat those thread wraps really well at the front. It's a streamer, so it's a good chance this is going to get chomped on, so we want to make sure that that's nice and secure. And then the other thing I like to do is, so far I've had luck with this, these eyes are just a basic stick-on type eye, so I've just been covering those pretty well with this head cement. Make sure that after a couple of casts they don't disappear on you. And there you've got a fish skull streamer. Again, I'm Hans with Dakota Angler and Outfitter in Rapid City, South Dakota, flyfishsd.com. If you like this fly and you want the materials to tie it, you can buy those on our web store, flyfishsd.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon with another video.